So let's talk about why I started Dr. Toya Coaching. So I have been an OBGYN for years. I've actually been coaching people through pregnancy and postpartum for years as well, just informally. But this whole Dr. Toya Coaching was sparked by my own experience. So my daughter is almost 1. Can't even believe it. She'll be 1 in a week. And when I had her, my time was pretty rough. I went back to work too fast. I, was doing my entrepreneur thing, my advocacy thing. I was speaking, I was TikToking, I was doing all the things. And I really hadn't given myself time to heal. And on the back end, I was also very resentful. I felt like I wasn't being taken care of. Like nobody really realized that I had gone through this really big thing and I was in pain and I was tired and all these things. Felt like everybody was checking for themselves and not for me. And the thing about it is I was also acting like if I didn't go through this big thing because, hey, I had gone back to work and done all these things. So they're following for my example, right? So eventually I kind of just burnt out. It had been like maybe 8, 12-ish weeks when I just did not have anything left to give. And I told my husband, I was like, yeah, I'm going to take a trip by myself and y'all stay here. I'm going to go and I'll see you back in a little bit. And he was like, what? That's not happening. So we ended up actually going on that trip together and really like reconnecting and reevaluating what was going on. My sister came all the way from Trinidad to help my mom with the kids so that we could do that. And during that time, I really had to realize that I needed to take care of myself and not worry about what other people should have been doing. Like they should have been taking care of me. They should see that I'm tired. Whatever. Waiting for people to do what they should do is like a fool's errand. I need to do it for myself and set the example and also speak up about the things that I needed, which I was not doing. So we came back. I really took charge of my health, went to see a pelvic floor physical therapist to really get help with some of the pain and stuff I was still having. And I dropped off the face of social media and really just focused on me and my family and slowly started to get back. And I realized that I really wanted to serve other moms in this area so that nobody else has to go through this. I just feel like as OBGYNs, we don't focus enough on postpartum care and definitely not in the way that I think is important. This radical idea that moms need to be prioritized, we need to be mothered, we need to be cared for, I think it's not highlighted enough, and that is really my center focus, focusing on mom so that she is okay, she is rested, she is recovered, she is loved, so that she can then take care of the family. And in the early postpartum, that looks one way. Later on, it looks a different way. And I think that later on is where we really drop the ball because we kind of assume that she's okay. The baby's a little bit older, out of the terrible newborn phase. She's expected to go back to work, re-enter into normal society, bounce back, all of these things, when she may not be feeling like she's ready for anything. There's less help because the family is now gone. I have to go back to work. I don't really want to go back to this job. If I wasn't feeling well mentally, all the time I was giving myself to see if those changes or those feelings went away, I now realize this shit is here to stay. What am I going to do? So the depression and all of that is all those things can be issues when you're later on, baby's 3 months, 6 months, and everybody assumes that, oh, she's fine. The baby's older. She's out of the 4th trimester. So that's where I put my focus, is in that late postpartum and really the early years of childhood. They're really like unique challenges when your kids are very young, like under 2. That things kind of settle out once they get a little bit older. And, I really wanted to focus my coaching that I'd already been doing on this time that I feel like is just so forgotten. So that's where Dr. Toya Coaching came from. and I coach physician moms who are in this time, who just feel anxious, resentful, and want to feel more confident and more joyful. And it could be that you're struggling, you have anxiety, you have a terrible job that you need to figure out, trouble setting boundaries. Or it could be that you feel okay, you're generally happy, but you just really don't have any time for yourself. You feel like you're a little bit lost to motherhood. So there's no one experience, and I love working with people along the spectrum just so we can feel better in this time and not have to look back on these early years of motherhood and be like, "Oh, I'm so glad I made it." You know, I want it to be that we look back and it's like, yes, I'm so glad with those choices that I made. I'm so glad I set the foundation for the rest of motherhood. And everybody is clear that I am taking care of me first, and then I'll deal with the rest of y'all, right? So that is the story of Dr. Toya Coaching. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and of course, like and follow for more.